2.6. Talk to yourself like a psychologist would while looking in the mirror. Talking to your psyche beats talking to a psychic or psychologist or psychiatrist as long as you use the mirror. If you've never been to a psychologist, first and foremost, I congratulate you. If you've made it this far without falling into the trap of believing someone could possibly know you better than you are to be commended. But this technique still applies to you. Let me reveal to you what they spend years in school teaching these so-called doctors. Ready? Ask why. And when you get a response, ask why that is. Ad infinitum. As simple and pointless as this may sound, it is actually simple, yet powerful, and has the ability to greatly enhance your perceptions, ideals, values, and overall character. Asking why is basically a way of admitting to yourself that you may not be right. When you want to reach for a donut, ask yourself why, and then, of course, force yourself to answer. The mental conversation could go something like this. I really want a donut. Why? Because I'm hungry. Are you hungry for food, or are you hungry for junk food? Well, I think I'm hungry. If you're hungry, have some beans. They're much healthier for you. I don't want beans. I want a donut. Then you're not really hungry, are you? Beans fill you up more than donuts do, besides being much healthier. What you really want is a way to experience transient pleasure. Yeah, that sounds right. If that's the case, why not have ice cream with the donut? And then some chocolate, and perhaps a lollipop. I don't want all that. That's not healthy. A donut is not healthy either. If you're going to go for it, do it all the way. Let's go out and get a pint of ice cream, a dozen donuts, a box of chocolates, and whatever other sweet thing we see at the store. No thanks. You know what? I don't really feel like a donut anymore. This is just one way the conversation could have gone. It can end in many ways, but the point of this tool and this guiding principle is to constantly question yourself and your motives in an attempt to achieve constant awareness of where your desires are coming from and where they will ultimately lead you. And food is a very base example of how to make this tool work wonders in your life. When you find yourself thinking about someone in a negative way, ask yourself why you feel that way. As you list proofs of his seeming negative behavior, try to find possible excuses for him and explain on his behalf why he may have done what he did. Continue this exercise until you are forced to conclude, and rightfully so, that you really have no idea why he did what he did, and you will never fathom for a moment just who this person is and what makes up his entire universe, until you spend 1 second in his exact place. A situation which under even the most current technology is not possible. Most of all, use this technique to further refine yourself. Ask yourself why you feel like watching television. It won't take much mental conversation to conclude that you are simply unmotivated right now and feel like simply zoning out into the world of make-believe. And tell yourself that you are actually a motivated person who loves achieving things and who loves learning new things, and that there are hundreds of things you simply just don't know about yet. Furthermore, tell yourself that if you were to pick up a book and learn something, the quality of your life would vastly improve, and you would become more interesting to those around you, so their quality of life would also improve. Also, this new interest of yours could open up a door in your universe, in the realm of life which you currently aren't exposed to. Let's say you decide to learn chemistry, for example. You could go to the library and pick up a basic book. It could catch your interest, and then you could come back and keep reading. One day, someone could notice you reading about chemistry, and guess what? The person is a chemist, and he asks you what you think about what you were reading. You slowly become friends, and are so happy that by chance you have met a mentor of sorts for your new intellectual interest. You develop your friendship with this person, and one day he mentions that his daughter is looking to get married. By seeming coincidence, your son is also looking to get married, and knowing him to be a humble yet powerful person with an amazing mind, you suggest they meet. They meet, they fall in love, and they bear your grandchildren while living happily ever after. All this stemmed from you probing yourself a little deeper than usual and deciding that instead of television, you will go get a book about chemistry. Needless to mention, you are also now proficient in even advanced chemistry perhaps, and have moved on to other sciences or the like. Your entire life has been transformed simply by a little mental conversation, a little refutation of that spider, your ego, that tells you are lazy and not interesting. People might argue that only the mentally unbalanced talk to themselves. I am not suggesting here to have conversations with yourself out loud. Personally, I don't see a problem with this per se, but somehow society has deemed that to be inappropriate for now. All I am saying is that you spend a little more time before you're about to engage in what you know will be a habit of futility leading to no real happiness or development, and definitely not to us realizing halcyon days, and ask yourself how you are choosing this thing over something else. Instead of television, for example, why not exercise? Why not spend time with your children? Why not write a letter or email to a friend you haven't spoken to in a while? Why not volunteer? Just force yourself to ask why not in regards to yourself and in regards to your negative conceptions of the world. Slowly, you'll begin to discover that you are an entire universe capable of positively affecting entire universes, other entire universes, with little or no restrictions. And this is true empowerment and eternal youth. The key to success for this principle, and later this tool, is that ultimately